Censorship has finally gone too far. It is way too far. Honestly, too much censorship is going on. Visa and Mastercard are doing their absolute best to make sure that they censor you to protect the children. They lied through their teeth. They tried so hard to lie to everyone, saying, guys, we're doing it for the children, guys. That's why we are going to completely control exactly what's going on the internet. So, of course, absolutely no one cashed in on this trend. But censorship is reaching limits that I have never expected possible or appreciated whatsoever. Now, I'm covering this because I think it's incredibly important. Breaking news, President Donald Trump has issued strong warning to the United Kingdom Prime Minister for starting a mass censorship campaign, and he's right. It turns out Mr. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, is completely correct about this one. The censorship shit is terrible. Now, there is something going on under our noses, for those of you that are unaware, and it is trying to control you. They've tried so hard to control you for generations, and they've succeeded for the most part. I don't know if any of you remember this little thing called the Rona, bit of COVID action where they lock people in houses like fucking sheep. Fascist dictator government locks you in, forces you to put shit in your veins and stuff like that. Government overstep is a mistake, a big mistake. One of the biggest mistakes anyone could make, and the only thing holding us back right now from this unbelievable overreach coming from government is us. We are the only way to stop it, by acknowledging what's going on and actually pushing back. And that's what today's video is all about. There are 3 things that happened over the last couple of days that were gigantic in the sphere of forcing censorship down our throats. It started with telling us, hey, there's a law you can't leave the house during COVID. That was fun, but now it's censoring how we interact with the world, the information that we see, forced registration for identification when you log into social media so that they can pay attention to everything you say. There should be no more anonymity. They are going very, very far, and they are making believe it's to protect children. This is a lie. So, even though this is a small victory, White House warned Starner, stop threatening the U.S. tech company's free speech. Sure, that's great. We love that. Shout out to the U.S. tech companies. This is all good. We love that. Definitely good thing. Ironically, this anime, I don't know if any of you have ever seen the show, Shimonetta, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist, but turns out this is real life. 2015, haha, Shimonetta, a funny anime about censorship. 2025, it's reality. This is crazy. For those of you that don't know what this anime is actually about, it's about a world where they started off just doing basic censorship things, and it ended up completely taken the fuck over, and no one knew anything about anything, and were completely controlled like sheep. Information was hidden from you. You think free will is important, guys? Well, number 1 step to free will is actually know that you have choices, and Psychopaths is becoming a reality in real time. Now, this has been the government's censorship strategy. Hey guys, this is just for safety. We want everyone to be able to log into the internet so that all of you guys could get involved and get together to get together and involved, because we want to protect the children, and porn is bad. So there's so much porn on the internet, guys. So we're gonna protect the children, and totally not try to take control of the government and the world and the people's minds by doing it. Guys, it's a wooden horse. It's just here to protect children. Censorship was discussed so much, it was trending with 147,000 posts on Twitter all day yesterday, and people are talking about it all over the place. Asmongold even made a video that he filmed on a potato, all right? And whenever he films something on a potato, you know shit's real, all right? He even did a potato-filmed video to tell you how important this actually is. I'll show you what I mean by his video filmed by a potato. All right, this is Asmongold, and Where's the potato video? Where's the and here's the video filmed on a potato.
Hi guys, it's me again, and today we're going to talk about the parasite that is payment processors, primarily Visa and Mastercard. In between their very busy schedule of scamming random financially illiterate people into contracts with credit cards that have 30% interest, they've somehow also managed to fuck up the internet at the same time.
Yeah, so essentially what they are doing is they are forcing you to buy things with Visa and Mastercard, but Visa and Mastercard isn't willing to make specific purchases if it goes against their ethical conduct and code. Now, I personally don't feel the need to bend to the whims of the ethical code of fucking Visa and Mastercard. So this is levels of bullshit, the likes of which you are not ready to see. But unfortunately, it got crazier. Australia plans to ban YouTube for users under 16. Now, what the fuck? This was never about porn or protecting children. It has always been about censorship and control. Honestly, true. Now, the craziest thing that I am seeing here is that people don't like the idea that there are kids that are 16 that are going there. It has nothing to do with protecting children from porn. Nothing to do with that. But what if a child goes on YouTube and sees a funny little blue anime man talking about how feminism is cancer? That might not be good for their development, would it? We want them to grow up in a society where they think like us. We want them to grow up lobotomized and agreeing to the status quo. What if they actually go onto Twitter and actually get introduced to a perspective on life that, well, the government doesn't want you to have? If your views go against the government, well, maybe it's your views that need to change. Now, the crazy part is, they're lowering the age for voting to 16 in the United Kingdom, and they are also banning them from the internet. Now, why would they do this? Because it's an easy way to fucking control people. Let's be honest, I'm not trying to get all conspiracy brained on your ass, but if they're lowering the voting age to 16, and you're not allowed to even be introduced to opposing perspectives until you're 16, well then they control the voters. And if you control the voters, you control the government. This is 100% a ploy to control people, and in my opinion, it's a diabolical way to claw back to the fucking woke ideology bullshit, in my opinion. Now, the thing is, censoring stuff is not constructive. Well, it's not constructive as far as, like, the overall issues, but it is very destructive in regards to controlling retards. So, now, here's the interesting thing. You'll notice this is about Australia planning to ban YouTube for users. You notice this is about, boobs. This is about Trump talking about a mass censorship campaign in England. You will notice that suspiciously every single Western company jumped on this horse at the same fucking time. Somehow, at the same time, they jump in, and every country, except for America so far, and America's getting a little bit involved, has decided that now is the time that we need to drop some censorship rules onto the world. Not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, it is really weird how censorship and surveillance is coming from all fronts in different countries simultaneously. Just in, YouTube will begin using AI to monitor user behavior and psychology to determine whether viewers in the US are over or under the age of 18. Not only is this destructive to every single YouTuber on the planet, every single person is going to get thousands of viewers just sliced away because the AI decided they should not be watching your content. Not only that, but also, and I think this is even more incredibly evil, they're monitoring everybody. YouTube is starting to push people away. Is YouTube too radical? What are we doing, guys? Now, interestingly enough, Visa and Mastercard have been crashing the fuck out because Get Online's, they are scared. I called and asked why an Australian activist group was able to control what I, an American, have access to do because of what they've already done in Europe. They hung up, do not back down, waste their time. It turned people are saying stop censoring games, stop censoring things in general. All these phone numbers, different places for you to call and reach and yap and yell and scream at them. And every single time you get in there, you yell at them and, well, I'm not saying harass them, but politely tell them that they're retards, and they are actually shaking. They started hanging up on people. They started yelling back at people. There are actual unbelievable backlash that Visa and Mastercard specifically are getting. But I think this is the most insane, psychopath, dystopian reality. YouTube rolling out AI to detect if people are under 18 and then kick them off the platform, force you to enter your official government IDs to use the internet. Brother, this is just another level of control and manipulation, because when you use the internet knows all of your preferences, all of your wants. It will have blackmail on every single person ever. It could humiliate anyone with your search history because they will know exactly who the person is. Like, you don't understand the level of insanity this is. Now, it's not just that, because this just happened today. Your Spotify account is getting deleted unless you do age verification as well. My age check shows I'm not old enough to use Spotify. You cannot use Spotify if you don't meet the minimum age requirements. What the hell's on Spotify? There's nothing on Spotify. What are we doing? First of all, let's make this clear. There is already YouTube Kids. There is a YouTube Kids app. And Spotify? There's music. They don't even let Kanye West's Heil Hitler song on Spotify. What is there? Nothing. The answer is nothing. I mean, we all know what the answer is. Joe Rogan's on Spotify, all right? Joe Rogan's on fucking Spotify. You got podcasts on Spotify. You don't want kids maybe listening to things that might warp their opinions. No. We need them as lobotomized little soldiers to vote endlessly for infinite empathy to foreigners and, import more people into our society to completely destroy us. This is insane. I don't think people understand the depths of what we're actually dealing with here. This, in my opinion, is one of the biggest wars that we need to go to in the modern era. All right? We need to go to this battle. Now, they claim it's to protect children. Remember, this is the argument that they keep making. It's just for child safety, guys. We don't want kids to watch porn. Now, I actually have a solution. I have a feeling that everyone else covering this will disagree with me on this solution, but I actually have a solution to this whole thing, and I think that this is the ultimate answer. Now, definitely, you have every right to disagree with me. I'm going to tell you my opinion. You have every right to disagree. My opinion is ban porn. If porn is so dangerous for children, just ban porn. Just take porn off the internet. Yep, that's my opinion. Just ban porn, guys. Yep. That's it. That is it. So if porn is banned, then we have no problems. And we get the internet to keep going. I think this is just a net positive. That's my opinion. Obviously, you could disagree with me, and I understand why a lot of people would. However, the ultimate goal here should be, censor your kids. Protect your children. Parent, maybe. Maybe don't give an iPad to your kid and tell them, hey, kid, go do whatever the fuck you want. Maybe actually be a parent. I don't know. Maybe your parents should switch your YouTube to YouTube Kids or something. I don't know. That's what I have to say. That's personally what I think is important. Parents need to parent. And ultimately, in my opinion, hot take, incredibly hot take, censoring the world and putting this era of censorship upon the people might be one of the most diabolical things ever. This is a way to control the next generation's minds, and we should absolutely be pushing back on it 1000%. And if the argument is, hey, it's just porn, then fine. Ban porn. Call their fucking bluff. I think porn is bad in general. I think porn is not a good thing. I think it's unhealthy for people. In general, I don't think it's a good thing to have a society where, you have people walking around with porn brain, going around thinking that that's what sex is all about. That's what relationships are all about. I don't think porn is, obviously the porn addictions are really bad. So I do think there are a lot of net negatives to porn. So ban porn. So ban porn and don't censor the world. That's my opinion. You could disagree if you want. But anyway, Moist Critical has been going wild. He made like 3 separate videos on this. I didn't watch them, but I opened them up. And we are going to be covering the entire saga from beginning to end. From beginning to end. All right? So the Mastercard saga, the YouTube censorship saga, lock in, boys and girls. We are about to go balls deep into this situation because it is so fucking important, in my opinion, to know what's going on and to fight back. His take is literally parents should parent. Of course parents should parent. That's the number one thing. But if the government is going to say that, but kids porn, but kids, so ban porn. Oh, you're not going to do that? Okay, so then shut the fuck up. You don't care, obviously. Call their bluff, goddammit. Call their bluff. I pushed the 3 key.
If I asked you to give me your ID to watch this video, provide some form of identification, what would you tell me?
I would trust you, Charlie. I trust you to the ends of the earth.
I hope your answer would be a resounding no.
No. Of course, Charlie, I would never do that.
Me to go eat dirt. Because that's not just like some kind of innocent, annoying question. That's legitimately just an assault on your freedom. It's an extremely scary and concerning direction the online space is heading. No longer is this just the wacky, wild west of the World Wide Web where Timmy Turner once surfed on an email and Fairly Odd Parents. Now, it is actively being censored. We're seeing that happen a lot.
So, to be honest, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna shake to your core. All the people that are freaking out about this, damn, this is gonna sound so messed up, bro. All the people that are freaking out about this, don't know what it's like to be a relatively conservative guy on the internet. Because, dog, we have been through this shit forever. Dude, I made memes about the corona vaccine back when COVID started in 2021 and I got blasted by YouTube. All right, censorship's always been here. It's always been a thing. Now it's just affecting normies as opposed to people with dangerous opinions, quote unquote.
Censorship is spiraling, especially in video games, with Collective Shout getting Steam and itch.io, 2 separate platforms to remove hundreds and hundreds of games that they deemed highly harmful.
And they're deleting all these games that are harmful. Now, the thing about these games are they could be fucking anything. They could be literally anything. Now, I agree that you shouldn't be having kids playing porn games. Now, obviously, I think this is true. So ban porn. But they won't, because that's not actually what they care about.
Deplorable, so they had the Visa and Mastercard come forward, threaten to pull out of them and bully them.
Yeah, and so think about how insane it is, right? They're not banning the games. No. Visa just doesn't let you buy them, which is effectively just censorship, right? Money doesn't work, right? You can't get your money to their hands at that point.
Into submission, they got them in the fucking headlock. So then they just went belly up and played ball, removed.
They got rid of mouthwashing and fear and hunger? That's crazy. Why would they get rid of those? Oh, suicide. That's why. Because of suicide. Oh my god, there's games with suicide in them. It'll get kids to kill themselves!
All of these titles, which, by the way, was not just freaky gooner games. In itch.io's case, people have learned.
Look, man, my parents aren't super locked into the internet, but when I was a kid, I didn't have unfettered internet access. I did not. I didn't have unfettered internet access until I was like in high school. And like before that, I was watching fucking Pokemon on the DVD, baby. I was watching the VHS big black brick that you insert into the fucking VCRs to watch Digimon, man. And Yu-Gi-Oh! All right? Sorry, man. I didn't do anything. I was watching the Pokemons, goddammit. And there's nothing wrong there, that's for sure. Realistically, this is crazy.
Learned over the last few days, tons and tons of games have been de-indexed that didn't have any porn in them at all. So it wasn't just like rape and incest weirdo games. It was any game, or mini games included, that are just darker themes, that have more like adult themes in them with no like sexual content. It's absurd, and it's something everyone could have seen coming. Anyone with a functioning frontal lobe could tell you that censorship is not something to be celebrated.
Completely true. Completely correct. And I really feel like people wouldn't even know this. Like, I'm just trying to imagine if I'll give you an example. If I were to go and call my mom and explain to my mom that they want to start censoring people, that they can't buy rape and incest games and whatever video games that they consider to be abhorrent morally, right? Do you understand how insane this is? Like, my mom would say, yeah, obviously, of course they should. It's morally horrible. Of course they should ban them. But you don't understand that in the era of the internet, where our information comes from the internet, this is a place that you can't afford to play these games. Because if you're banning fucking viewpoints that you consider immoral or that you disagree with, you'll end up just banning people and perspectives and censoring freedom of speech and turning into an authoritarian regime, baby. That's where they start, brah. They start with that shit. Now, I have this guy in my chat who said, take notes, censoring alternative viewpoints is bad. So I'm banning him. Anyway, moving on.
When you try and target low-hanging fruit, something easy like gross, disgusting porn games that are all about like incest and shit, you'll get a lot of clapping seals like, yippee, you saved us. But what they don't realize is that it doesn't stop there. That is just the beginning. That just opens the door. So that way they can censor even more.
Yeah.
It is absurd and out of control, but I'm going off on a tangent. The point is, the internet is...
Dude, my chat, my audience, I want to make this very clear. This is not a democracy, all right? This is nothing to do with democracy whatsoever. This is a Nuxtatorship. I control everything. He was ban evading, so he's gone now.
Attack in a large way across the board, not just in gaming. I'm sure all of you have seen what's happening in the UK right now with their online safety.
UK is an actual fucking dystopian cesspit. It really, really is. Like, I'm not even kidding. It really is an actual dystopian cesspit.
Where now to access a myriad of content, you need to provide your identification. That's not acceptable.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. I get where they're... Here's the thing. I get where they're coming from, right? Because Twitter, for example, is a fucking powerful thing. A really, really powerful thing. Like, a lot of people are on it. A lot of people see it. A lot of people fall down these rabbit holes on Twitter and end up thinking that things are actually correct. Now, the funny thing about this is, there's no solution. There's no solution that makes it better. It's crazy to think about it, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Just like we were all taught.
Like, dude, I'm trying to find this one account. Let me see if I can find. I can't find it. Like, there's so much misinformation there, but I feel like that's just something that you're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to learn to find a way to go around and survive the misinformation. That's just, unfortunately, part of the game. Part of the game is learning to survive misinformation. I can't find this. I cannot find it. This is gonna be worth it, guys. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. All right, so check this out. All right, so this is a tweet over here from Red Pill Media. Right, this guy over here, Red Pill Media, America First, exposing the Zionists. Okay, so America First, exposing the Zionists. So you probably think that this guy is an American guy that's exposing Zionists, as Americans do. He makes tweets. We stand with Pakistan against Indian terrorism, and you're like, all right, that's interesting. That's weird. I don't know why you would say that per se. Like, I get it. You're American first and stuff. But he might have gotten the wildest community note of all time. I am an American citizen, born and raised in America. I refuse to die for Israel. Community note, this user lives in Karachi, Pakistan. It turns out this is a Pakistani guy that has managed to find a way to amass himself 100,000 followers and constantly get these banger tweets out there, constantly getting fucking unbelievable amounts of likes on his tweets, talking about how the Jews are bad and stuff like that. But it's a guy from Pakistan. All right, a guy named Abdul, apparently from Pakistan, and it's crazy. And these people will manipulate you because you think that they're just like you, bro. They're just like you. They're fighting for America, and it turns out they're not. They're a fucking psyop. So realistically, I think what we need to do is learn and recognize the fact that a lot of the shit you see on the internet is fake. Because if you start censoring viewpoints, you start mind controlling people. Literally 1984. You gotta get up and get stronger, all right? Get stronger and survive the fucking heat death of the universe, which is Twitter, all right? That's what you have to do. The option isn't just getting rid of all opposing viewpoints, because ultimately all you do is give those viewpoints credibility once they're actually found.
Growing up,
right? You have people like the neo-Nazi guys that are like, the Jews control everything, the Jews control the world, the Jews got my account banned. All I did was say that the Holocaust was fake and we should kill all the Jews. And they got me banned, guys. I can't believe it. And people are gonna find them eventually, and they're gonna be given unbelievable amounts of credibility. They're gonna say, I am what the government didn't want you to see because I am the actual truth. And it just, people are gonna be like, holy shit, that's so true. The censorship never works. Censorship never fucking works.
Never take candy from a stranger. Don't talk to strangers. Say no to that kind of shit. You should also be taught to say no to this too. Yeah. You should not be providing your ID willy-nilly online. That is not something that should just be loosey-goosey, no care in the world. Oh, here's all my personal identification. Here, yeah, take it. That way I can access fucking Wikipedia. Yep. By the way, Wikipedia is actually affected by this. No!
That's crazy! First of all, the funniest thing is Wikipedia is propaganda. It is. Wikipedia is unbelievably biased. It was just caught that they were taking crazy amount of monies from like the Democrat NGOs and shit. Like, they are biased. Wikipedia is not unbiased history. And now you need ID to go there so that they could shove you down their little fucking butthole of biased information again. Unreal.
In some cases, it's not providing an ID, it's instead providing your face. It will scan your face, so you're giving...
By the way, a lot of you might not know this, but this is a real thing that exists, actually. A lot of people do this. For example, if you want to make a new YouTube account, you need to scan your face. I don't think it's possible to make a YouTube account without scanning your face anymore, or a Google account in general. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Giving them your biometric data in that case. Again, big time.
Dude, you want to see something insane? This is what I mean by it's propaganda. All right, I just typed into Wikipedia woman. All right, you'd think you'd get a pretty basic understanding. All right, so a woman is an adult human female before adulthood is called a girl. All right, understandable. Typically, women are the female sex. What? What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? What are we doing, everybody? And inherit a pair of X chromosomes, one from each parent, and a woman with functional uteruses are capable of pregnancy and giving birth from puberty until menopause. More generally, sex differentiation of the female fetus is discovered by lack of a present or functioning SRI gene, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The thing that I wanted to show you, this is a really fun one. This is going to be really fun. Check this out. Women typically have less facial and body hair, have a larger body fat composition. All right, that's fine. Throughout human history, traditional gender roles within patriarchal societies have often defined and limited women's activities and opportunities, resulting in gender inequality. What are we doing? Why is this the definition of woman, guys? How are we gone here, bro? Why are we here? Why is this literally in the definition segment? This isn't even in the history segment. This is Wikipedia. So when I say that Wikipedia is biased, it is. It is. So now you also need to put your ID in before going to Wikipedia.
No. I shouldn't be the one to come in here and teach you why privacy is important, but I hope somebody has. This is not a good thing. So in some of these processes, it's not always required to give your full ID and your like fucking, credit card statements or anything. Instead, some may ask to like scan your face and everything. Also still frowned upon. You still shouldn't do that.
However, you have to now. You have to. It's scary, but you already have to. Try making a new Google account. Like, I'll be real. Try making a new Google account and uploading a video to YouTube. Before they let you upload a video to YouTube, they need a biometric scan. It's already in effect.
Either. This bill was paraded around like it was some righteous...
Yeah, they all love it. We're doing it to protect the children.
Legislation that was protecting kids from...
Now, our best way to protect children is to lobotomize them and force them into our way of thinking.
Accessing harmful content online, specifically porn. I'm sure a lot of you, if you've got your thinking caps on, if you're activating neurons, can probably recognize a pattern since basically the beginning of time, the beginning of the internet here, where porn is always used as this ultimate boogeyman. It's the Galactus level threat that they always have to pass legislation to combat. And to people that don't want to do any thinking and would rather have all their thoughts put into their head by the government on what they should and should not support, it sounds like a nice notion. You don't want kids having access to harmful content like porn online.
True.
That makes sense.
Agreed.
But the second...
That's why it's such a good Trojan horse.
You make like George and get a bit curious and, God forbid, get into your ponder stance and start thinking and look into these type of pushes, you will recognize the goal is not to protect kids. It's
to control people.
Not to protect anyone from anything. These are called Trojan horses, where they push these through under a false pretense.
Hey guys, we think that kids shouldn't watch porn. We agree. Okay, let's sign. We sign. All right, so now we've already agreed that we are going to be monitoring your every move, your every purchase, and everything that you ever search on the internet, correct? We're going to be putting you in a gigantic database where we are making certain that you are watching only the things that we approve for you to watch and see only the things that you approve to be seen. If it turns out that your mental capacity is too dangerous, we will make like psychopaths and blow the fuck out of your face. And we will do so righteously.
It's like this with so many huge detrimental consequences.
Woo! Thought crimes. Woo! We don't care if you cross our borders illegally, but did you think the wrong thing?
Attached to it.
Did you watch Nick Fuentes? Oh my god, jail, immediate jail.
That impede on your freedom. They use this idea of protecting kids from harmful content as a way of getting this bill across the line that has really bad stuff in it.
True.
There is nothing good about handing over your freedoms.
Now, the crazy thing is, 99% of people, I think, in the real world that aren't, like, in tuned with internet shit, they wouldn't get it. All right? Literally. How insane is this? This is insane.
And it's even more sad how few people even recognize it happening in front of their face. And even beyond that, even more pathetic, is the people that are happy about it, that don't mind giving away all of their...
To be honest, I think they don't know. There's a lot of ignorant people. Listen, I'm telling you, my mom is like she's a wonderful lady. I love her. You guys should all call your mom and say you love her, by the way. I think it's an important thing to do every once in a while. Just a reminder to go call your mom and say, hey mom, I do love you, actually. Unless your mom's dead, in which case, don't call her. But anyway, if I would go to my mom and be like, yo mom, they want to censor the internet from like porn and stuff and like incest games, my mom would be like, that sounds like a good thing. And I'd be like, yeah, but they won't let children watch controversial things without proving who they are. And my mom will be like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. I don't understand. It's a good thing. You really have to explain the whole concept that they're trying to brainwash you and literally control the way the next generation thinks to manipulate them into becoming their slaves. Because that's what's happening. That is why they're doing this. They don't care about kids watching porn, or they would have banned porn. That's literally what I'm saying the whole time. Dude, a child, okay? Let me explain. Every child could just type in boobs into Google, and the first fucking result is gonna be Pornhub. They'll click on it, it'll be like, are you over 18? And then you click yes, and you're in. If they're able to do that, then why on earth Why on earth are we gonna even make believe and entertain the idea that this is why they're doing it? They don't care.
Personal information. This act was not about protecting children from accessing
Absolutely
porn.
not.
It did not just require ID
True.
to be provided for porn sites.
True.
It was required for anything that they deemed maybe potentially opening up children
And what do you think that means?
to harmful content. That includes Discord features. It includes some forums. It includes Twitter. It includes Reddit. Anything that could even be moderately argued opens them up to like adult content or
True.
harmful subjects.
Again, we see the way YouTube dealt with it. For me, the most eye-opening thing, and I think this is so eye-opening for anybody, I got a community guideline strike on my channel. They locked my channel down for a week, and they threatened to delete my entire career off of the internet when I made jokes about the COVID vaccine. And their argument was, it's harmful content. Now, you have to understand how fucking scary that is. Because now, 4 years later, we look back at the COVID vaccine and are like, yeah, COVID vaccine was kind of useless, didn't really do anything, and it did have side effects, okay? My video was not harmful or dangerous whatsoever. I was literally making jokes about it. I wasn't even, like, taking a stance. I was just memeing about it. I was like, yes, we must do this because the government said we should do it. That was, like, what I said, sarcastically, and I got a strike for it, all right? So, if something like that is designated as harmful by the fucking internet overlords, then anything is harmful. Then they could do it to anything.
Is hit by this, requiring them to have age verification in place where you will need to provide an ID to prove you are 18 years or older in order to grant access to that. You know the whole meme of like, oi, you got a license to be breathing that air? Where it's all about like how over the top the UK is with this kind of bullshit.
Dude, the UK is way worse. The UK arrests people for praying next to abortion clinics because it's offensive to women that want to get abortions. Like that's how fucking insane they got. They are like actually demented people, actual dystopian people. Free speech is dying there. It never existed, and now it's like actually dying in real time. Thank God for America. It's like literally the last bastion of free speech in the world.
Well, now it has become beyond parody, where you actually need a fucking license to send Discord shit. You need a license for Wikipedia articles, basically. Wikipedia is being hit by this, by the way.
Yeah.
And they're trying to plead their case here about how detrimental this is, trying to bring some kind of sanity and reason back to the UK here in some capacity. I know that
the crazy thing is, it obviously makes it look like they're trying to hide things. And everyone's gonna always ask, why are they trying to hide? And then they fall into like these rabbit holes. Oh my God, maybe the Holocaust is fake. Which obviously it isn't to anyone that's, knows anything about history. But like, it's really easy to fall down these rabbit holes. Why are they banning these things? That's why I think that Holocaust deniers should not be banned. Like, I hate that there are rules in Europe that censor Holocaust deniers. That's horrible. It's a terrible thing. You can't just say, well, the government said so therefore it must be true. No one's believing this anymore.
this word gets tossed around a lot by a bunch of Redditors when tipping their fedora at anything they don't like, but this actually is dystopian. This is preposterous. This was never designed to protect kids from accessing harmful things like porn. It was,
or they would just ban porn,
designed for control and surveillance of their citizens.
Yes.
And it's being proposed in the U.S. as well. Yeah. If you thought this was an exclusive
that's why it's so scary, because it's reaching our shores, baby.
Process just for the UK, you're very wrong. America would love to get their fingers in our buttholes as well.
Except there's this pesky thing called, the Constitution. The First Amendment, am I right? Stopping them from literally raping you.
And we now have the Kids Online Safety Act that has been reintroduced.
Why is the push for this so hard? Well, my theory. The push for this is so hard is because the majority of males under the age of 30 voted for Trump. That's my conspiracy theory. I think that's why they're really pushing it so hard. Because the entire demographic of males in all of the Western world is going so far to the right because the establishment is so fucking left. That's my conspiracy theory. Anyway, who knows if I'm right? It's just a theory.
Introduced in late May that aims to do something very similar here. It's a very common tactic where these proposed legislations will have things like, we have to protect the children. You know, another classic meme, think of the children.
Yeah,
well, it's a meme for a reason.
Think
It's a go-to strategy for a lot
Nests are empty. Do you know what that smells like?
of politicians, because it's very easy to drum up support under this false pretense. It is not about protecting kids. This isn't actually trying to stop kids from accessing porn. It is a convenient way for them to control your information and spy on you freely, openly,
Yes, sir.
and easily.
Yes,
It is
sir.
all about
It's the fucking surveillance overlords. It's the bullshit in the government out there, always sneaking around.
surveillance, control, and censorship. And all I can do is sit here and cross my fingers and toes while kissing a rabbit's foot that we are lucky enough that this will be shot down as it has in the past in this
we'll
country.
see.
But
We'll see.
it's
getting hairy. And also, a lot of it isn't going to be just government legislation. A lot of it's going to be private companies that are massive companies that are bought off by these fucking bullshit people. Again, not to get too deep into these deep state conspiracy theories, but damn, bro, this is scary.
not guaranteed. Obviously, most people don't want kids accessing porn. And in an age where information can spread so quickly, so wrongly, there's a lot of people that might hear the tiddlywinks about this bill, think it's doing something that it's not, and support it.
I agree. That's probably what they're doing. Because, again, they're framing it as think of the children. And I see a lot of people actually supporting it because they're like, yo, yeah, we don't want kids to watch porn, actually. Damn, that's so true. And, I mean, yeah, I agree. Actually, true. But that's not what this is all about.
That's very possible. There has never been an easier time to get some really damaging freedom overturning bills passed than right now. Because you control so much information so easily, and most people don't bother to spend even a fucking iota of a second researching any of the topics. It's just a really concerning mix of ingredients here for like the possible perfect storm of no longer having an internet that you can access without providing identification.
It's crazy. Like, imagine, bro. And now that everyone's using AIs instead of Google searches, right? And you know, AIs, they all have their own like personality and quirks. Like, it's so weird and dystopian to think about how information is going to be controlled in the future.
For some reason, it's become highly accepted and normalized that the internet is expected to cater to children being on it completely unsupervised.
But where are the parents?
And while that does happen, that is the fault of the parent, and the blame lies solely on the parent refusing to do their job in raising their own fucking kids.
Hot take, he's right. He's so right. He's literally so right. Absolutely. Now, I think that maybe perhaps you could argue for porn bans for other reasons, but realistically, parents have to know what they're doing. I don't think kids should be, like, parents shouldn't give kids access to the internet. Unfiltered, unfettered, unmonitored internet access infinitely should not be given to children. Absolutely not. And you know who shouldn't give it to them? The parents. The parents. It's a thing. Sorry.
It is not
right.
the internet's responsibility to do that for them. Now, I know it's been very common for parents to just sit their kids in front of an iPad, creating
Disgusting.
these iPad kids
Dang.
failure, really by refusing to actively be a part of their life and raise them. But that doesn't mean that the internet needs to step in and change to do it for them. There needs to be the onus placed back on the household. The parents should be once again in charge of raising their kids.
Yep.
That's how it used to
Agreed.
be, and that's how you had normal people develop. Not like this. Not under the thumb of the government sticking its nose in your business.
I mean, again, it's a very multifaceted issue, and everyone's really quick to blame the parents, which they're right to do. Absolutely blame the parents. But we could blame the government too. All right, in my opinion, we should be blaming the government as well. Let's be real. There's a reason why moms are not super active in raising their children anymore. Well, first things first. A mom raising the children, they should be following their dreams, and they don't need no man. They should not be raising no children, and they should absolutely go out there and have a career. That's bravery. Raising children, that's so in the past. I mean, that's even what fucking Wikipedia said. Even Wikipedia said that they were given, house roles. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Absolutely. And now you need 2 incomes to raise a family. Not just 1, you need 2. Because, well, women have been working now, so you need 2 incomes to raise a family. Like, do we understand how fucking insane this is? Like, do we understand the level of retardation we're dealing with? The government set up a system. Again, this has been an old conspiracy theory of mine. The government set up a system that people can't raise their kids. And so you just let The internet raised them for you, and the government controls what you see on the internet. If that's not fucking brainwashing, I don't know what is. And it's scary as hell. Scary as hell. Scary as hell.
It is terrifying. Why have we just gotten to the point where we excuse bad parenting and instead force the internet to be the ones to be the parental figure?
Again, what I am about to say is not excusing the parents. If you are bringing a child into this world, then you must absolutely take accountability, and that child is your number one priority. If you are bringing a child into this world, you need to be there for your child. So this is not an excuse. However, we're living in a society where you need two people working full times to survive. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane to think about how fucked up society has become. Women taking care of their children? What are we talking about? What do you mean taking care of you? Give them an iPad, get a job, have a career.
Where everything is like babied to ensure a kid doesn't accidentally access fucking Wikipedia or something. It's completely preposterous. And on top of that, it's downright dangerous for everybody.
True.
You shouldn't be...
For the next generation, if this shit goes through and wins, the next generation will be lobotomites.
Providing your identification and all of this data like this. It's just not good. And I really hope we don't see it come to America. I wanted to put all of this...
Yeah, listen, man, Europe's already screwed. So anyway, rip Europe. But here's praying for America.
On your plate here, put it on your radar, because this is not something good. Don't let the propaganda fool you. It is not aiming to actually protect anybody or anything. It is solely for control and surveillance, trying to get more data from you to monitor your activities and ensure you are the 100%. They want you to be.
Yes, sir.
This is not a good thing.
True. He's right, 100%. And I completely agree with all of the things, mostly. I just think it's also the government's fault. And also, we should be advising people to actually build families that they contribute, as opposed to just, raising them on the internet. But anyway, it gets worse.
I mean this with no exaggeration. It's not just lip service, nor is it just some phony baloney machismo from me. If I lived in the UK, I swear with my hand on a stack of Bibles, I would leave right now as a result of...
Honestly? Me too. Get the fuck out of there. I'm telling you, the UK is, it's 2 steps away from becoming a terrorist state. That shit's crazy. It's really, really scary there. It's actually fascism. Unironic fascism. Jailing people for bad opinions? What are we doing, guys? Open borders, jailing people for bad opinions. All right, dude, at this point, they're negotiating with Hamas, trying to give Hamas a W. Like, what are we doing, guys?
Everything that's happening with the Online Safety Act. It is the most anti-freedom legislation I've seen just blatantly get pushed through onto its...
I'm not even going to lie to you. I mean this with 100% certainty. If I was British instead of American, I would have moved to Israel and become an Israeli citizen by now. Absolutely. Not without even a shadow of a doubt. It would have happened. Absolutely. Yep. I would have used the Jew card and gotten the fuck out of there.
Citizens. It is unbelievable how bad it's already spiraling out of control. And it started dystopian. Again, a word I don't like to use loosey-goosey because that word has lost a lot of meaning thanks to Redditors tossing it around anytime a slight inconvenience even unfolds, like my Cheerios weren't perfectly symmetrical. This is a dystopian society we live in. Like, I hate using that word, but I mean it for its very literal definition.
Yeah, no, literally dystopian. Correct.
Here. What's happening in the UK is dystopian. For those that don't know, a piece of legislation has been enacted called the Online Safety Act, which requires you to verify your ID to access certain content online, meaning you have to prove that you are of age to get access to it. That means giving the government your ID or biometric data through facial scans. The people were misled what this was even about in the first place because they...
This is a man in England who burned a Quran and charged with a crime. This man went to jail for burning a book of a different religious faith than his own. Was it a nice thing? Perhaps not. But what the fuck are we doing, guys? What are we doing? You're arresting him for burning a book? Putting him in jail for burning a book? Did you know they have thought crimes now in England? You know they have thought crimes as well? Not just actions. Thoughts, brothers. Thoughts could get you to jail. Check this guy out. I think this is the right one. Prison sentences. MPs just voted to attach prison sentences to standing near abortion clinics in England on the basis that it is harassment. Here in the BBC's own coverage, you can see the type of violent protests that's no longer acceptable in this country. If they are sitting across the street from an abortion clinic saying choose life, they go to jail. 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 Okay? All right? If this is not actual fascism, I don't know what we're talking about. Like, especially because, again, I'm not getting into anyone's personal opinions. If you think abortion is murder, then we are currently living in an era where there is more mass murder than any time throughout all of history. And if you even state this opinion of yours, you go to jail. All right? This is a peaceful protest. Not like the people burning cars and shit. Do you understand how insane this is?
They paraded the Online Safety Act around as if it was a righteous push to protect children online from being exposed to harmful content, specifically pornography.
Yeah.
A classic move straight from the playbook of John Madden. You target porn because it's a very easy target.
Yeah, who defends porn?
Most people don't want kids to have access to porn,
True,
obviously.
true,
there are
true.
innumerable problems with porn. So it's very easy messaging to have be the big boogeyman here that you need to fight against. We gotta stop it now. We have to act. We have to do something. People are dying. They're collapsing. They're fucking combusting corpses littering the streets. So here's what we're doing. It's called the Online Safety Act. It's our last hope. We have to fight it
Protect
now.
the children!
They were able to get this through, and it was a Trojan horse that had so many consequential problems attached to it. A lot of really yucky, bad, awful hemorrhoids on the Online Safety Act. And now that it's in effect, the citizens recognize just how butt-fucked they are by the government, getting their guts rearranged here, because the government is elbow deep in everyone's ass, trying to get you to give over all of your identification. So it's not just verifying your age to access porn, you have to verify your age to access a multitude of services. This includes things like Reddit, Twitter,
Opinions! Opinions! Why are we not getting into the meat and potatoes here? They want to censor opinions that they disagree with. This is fascism incarnate. This isn't just, if you think the wrong thing, we are going to jail you. This is, we are going to censor things from you so you don't even have the capability to think the wrong thing.
Discord to use certain features, Wikipedia, some other forms, and today, it's been announced, that's going to apply to Spotify
as well. This is crazy! See, again, I'm so happy they did this, because there's no porn on Spotify, alright? The only thing on Spotify is podcasts with people that have opinions that the government doesn't want you to have. That the fucking deep state, globalist, secret shadow government controlling the world, Illuminati people, you know? Those guys don't want you to have opinions, alright? So they are going to murder you over them.
Well, we're going to dive deep into the spaghetti and the meatballs there in a moment, but you can see what's happening. This is very obvious that the Online Safety Act was never about protecting children or protecting anyone from anything. It's only ever been about control and mass surveillance. This is all about censoring what you have access to so the government can constantly track and monitor your activities online because they are requiring you to give your ID to access anything at all.
Guys, this is actually fucking crazy, and people are fucking falling for it, guys. I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing? How are people falling for this shit? This is unreal. 1 second. This is actually crazy. 1 second. Do you want to see the most terrifying thing ever? 1 moment. I'm just doing a meme. Just doing something of a meme. Guys, I am about to show you the scariest phrase ever spoken. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. This might be the most terrifying phrase ever uttered in the history of humanity. Alright, run the fuck away. Get the shit out of there, bro. There's something going on.
That can even be moderately argued could have harmful content on it. Fucking Spotify. It is out of control.
It's because of Joe Rogan. It's because of podcasts. It's because of people that have opinions that you might disagree with. This is the new way, all right? You don't understand. This is the new strategy. Like, literally, the new strategy of controlling the people is, like, they know that the media lost us, all right? They know that we don't believe the media anymore. But their new option is just no longer giving us any alternatives anywhere. That's how bonkers it is.
And the ghouls in power over there are doing their best to desperately try and convince you that this—
Bro, if you want to overturn the Online Safety Act, you are on the side of the predators. It's as simple as that. Unbelievable gaslighting. Unbelievable gaslighting. You want children to watch porn? No. Not at all. But this is insane.
This is a good thing. They want you to stop making noise about it and stop trying to overturn it.
Brian.
So there's this vile bug named Peter Kyle who made this tweet saying, if you want to overturn the Online Safety Act, you're on the side of predators. It is as simple as that. And he got community noted, obviously, and got dunked on out the wazoo. The community note stating, opposing the Online Safety Act isn't siding with predators, it's defending free speech. The law enables censorship, mass surveillance, and vague harm rules that threaten privacy and dissent. Right groups worldwide have called it a danger to democracy. By the way, here's a fun little nugget of lore about Peter Kyle, the patriot of protection over there. He allegedly voted against a statutory national inquiry into grooming gangs and group-based child sexual exploitation as part of the Children's Well-Being in Schools bill. He defended labor's resistance on TV, citing existing inquiries, but critics linked this to his past association with Ivor Kaplan, a former Labor MP accused in related scandals, and accused him of prioritizing political convenience over victim justice.
Unfucking believable. Yeah, the UK is so fucking cooked, bro. So let me tell you another thing that's been going on in the UK. I've covered this in a previous video. You could look at my previous England videos. There is a bit of an issue going on in England. That there are these rapists, these gangs of rapists that are primarily from Afghanistan or Pakistan, one of the stands, that are some legal in the country, most not legal in the country, and they go around raping children. And for years, they have been covered up by the government because the government is afraid that if they end up releasing the information that there are these Muslim people that are going out there raping children, it might actually make people Islamophobic. So they were constantly running defense for rapists, okay? I want this to be clear. That is literally what the government in England has been doing. I've been doing a deep dive there. That's literally been happening in England. They're trying to stop Islamophobia by protecting rapists, and anyone that calls them out gets arrested. All right? This is insane.
Oh, that's really weird, Peter. You care so much about protecting children, yet you voted against an inquiry into, looking into this here? That's odd. Seems like it kind of conflicts with what you're trying to put on here with this strong face about how much you care about making sure children are safe online.
This is the biggest step forward in child safety since the internet was created. There is, since Friday last week, children and parents will notice the difference in the experience that children have. Most children do not go looking for harmful and dangerous and pornographic content. Most children actually have found that the content has come to find them. That's why we've acted so decisively in this. And for everybody who's out there thinking of using VPNs, let me just say to you directly, verifying your age keeps a child safe, keeps children safe in our country. So let's just not try and find a way around. Just prove your age, make the internet safer for children, make it a better experience for everyone. That's surely what we should aspire to in this country.
Do your part. Give us
This is crazy. It's crazy the amount of manipulation that these people are fucking doing.
all of your identification information and biometric data so we can spy on you, because that's going to keep all the children safe. While we control what you have access to, just know, sleep easy at night knowing you're saving lives of kids out there. Meanwhile, apparently Peter Kyle's hands are totally tied when it comes to anything about, like, the grooming gangs. I guess that's not worth...
I wonder how much Charlie actually knows about the grooming gangs. Because, again, this is something that I don't think is... I think it's up there... It's Epstein shit. It's literally Epstein shit. You got the fucking government all comes together to protect pedophiles because it doesn't fit their compass of what they want the country to look like and what they want the people to think. How fucking insane is this, man? They arrested rape victims for calling out people that raped them because they were racist. Do you recognize the fucking bullshit that they're dealing with in England?
Looking into it all. This is the real big enchilada right here. Making sure that kids can't
globalize the enchilada, ladies and gentlemen.
Access Spotify features or Wikipedia features. That's the real meat and potatoes that they want to make sure kids, don't get fucking blasted with harmful content while they're just innocently listening to Spotify. No. This looks like a symptom of a functioning, sane society. You're listening to some music on Spotify and then whoops-a-daisy, holy Toledo, We need to check your age.
That's true.
To access certain content and features on Spotify, we need to make sure you're 18 or older. This won't take long.
But what if they listen to someone on Spotify that says that the government is not actually there to help them? How will they be mind controlled? Think of the children.
And then you confirm I'm 18 plus. And look how much fun you have when you give over your ID or your biometric data. Then the whole society is functioning and happy, big old smiles on everyone's faces as the government literally has its foot on your throat at all times monitoring you. Whoopee! Wait, what's that? You don't want to give over your ID or do our facial scans in order to earn permission to the content? What? Well, you don't want to be a good noodle? Okay, well here's what's going to happen. Your account's going to get deactivated. You cannot use Spotify if you don't meet the minimum age requirements for the market you're in. If you cannot confirm you're old enough to use Spotify, your account will be deactivated and eventually deleted. If your account was deactivated due to an inaccurate age estimation, you can look for the email in your inbox which allows you to reactivate your account within 90 days of deactivation and then go through ID verification. If we still can't confirm you're old enough to use Spotify, or if no action is taken within 7 days of reactivation, your account will be permanently deleted. So you either play ball or you lose your account. This is for all accounts, by the way. This is like paid accounts, fucking student accounts. Every account on Spotify, from what I can tell, is subject to this now.
It's crazy. It's fucking dystopian. There's no other way to put it. Like, this is a new level of control. It really absolutely is.
So if you want to use Spotify and have access to all of the content and features, you will have to give over your ID or your biometric data so the government can spy on you. That's insanity. That's absolute lunacy.
Yep.
There is no defending that. There is no...
And you just know they have some gigantic fucking index of all the people and what they do and what we have on them and what they do for a job and what they're into. And all this shit just goes straight to the government, and the government has all of that info.
Mental gymnastics that can be done to justify this. It is so clear that this was never about protecting children or protecting anyone. Yeah. It's out of control, and it is only getting worse. I mean it. I would leave the UK because of this. There is no longer like a free internet intact over there. Your only answer is VPNs, and
they're trying to ban VPNs.
Kyle's going to shame you, shake his finger at you if you use VPN.
No, they're actually trying to ban VPNs in England.
He's trying to find a way around this, because then you're just on the side of pedophiles, I guess. You're on the side of predators if you oppose the Online Safety Act. A just society.
That's why I say fight back. Fight back, bro. Say, you know what? I agree. Ban porn. Let's protect the kids. Let's ban porn, guys. I agree, because I don't think porn's like good for anybody, to be honest. So that's why I say this is how you fight back. You tell the government, you know what, you're right, ban porn. Easy, ban porn. And then they can't have the argument of, oh, but what about the children? They don't have that argument. The argument is gone. Like, this is why this is the ultimate checkmate fuck you moment.
Ensures that every one of its citizens is giving...
Because, but to be clear, they're never going to listen. They're never going to ban porn.
Over their ID and biometric data to the government in order to listen to music on Spotify, obviously. That's the only way to keep all the children safe. Think of the children, won't you? Oh, it's preposterous. It's scary. It's actually scary. And like I said, this isn't exclusive to just the UK. There is a similar piece of legislation that is looking to be enacted in the
America.
US. I'm hoping it doesn't pass.
Yep.
I really hope it doesn't pass.
Oh, it's bad if it does.
The groundwork is being laid here.
We'll see what happens.
It has successfully gone through in the UK, and it's showing no signs of stopping. It's only getting worse. So yeah, I just wanted to yap about this a bit more. This is something everyone needs to be aware of and concerned about. That's it. See ya.
Yeah, so apparently it got worse because YouTube already implemented something like that. It already got to YouTube.
Lock your doors and hide under your bed all you want. It won't protect you from a menace on the loose. A maniac at large that not even SpongeBob could catch.
No!
Mass surveillance, control, and censorship. It's now at our doorstep here.
Yes, sir!
A place many have called home. YouTube. They've just announced they're rolling out AI in the US.
1984. I'm gonna get banned at some point. I'm thinking about it. Next time that there's a Democrat in power, I'm gonna get banned. I have a feeling. I sense it. I sense it. I sense it in the force. All right. Enjoy our next 3.5 years, baby, because I think that the next Democrat in power, I will be banned.
To detect if users are actually under 18, ignoring whatever the account's stated age is, and will apply restrictions to users it suspects are teens.
Nope.
And if it suspects that you are not...
It uses AI to figure out if you're a kid. Like, this is messed up, bro. It's messed up because you cannot trust the AI. Dude, do you know how many of my videos are demonetized for bullshit reasons? Like, absolutely garbage reasons. So many of my videos demonetized and age restricted and taken down. And then sometimes I fight and sometimes I win. Sometimes YouTube's like, yeah, our bad. Yeah, our bad, dude. Like, do you know how often this happens? You're gonna trust the AI to ban accounts now to decide if you're a child? Well, what if I'm an adult? However, I like Nintendo. I like Nintendo video games. I like Pokemon, okay, dude? I like watching Pokemons, all right? I'm an adult, but I have a hobby for Pokemons. What if the AI is like, he watches Pokemon? Obviously a child, and just bans the fucking account. Like, do you understand what we're dealing with here? You're dealing with AI to decide whether your accounts get banned or could be made? Oh my lord.
Over 18, it will restrict what you have access to, and the only way to overturn that is...
You will like what we tell you, you will consume what we tell you, and you will think the way we tell you. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
By providing identification. That sounds awfully familiar. Does that ring any bells to anyone out there, you know, with what's going on over in the UK at the moment? I would certainly hope so. If it doesn't, go give your doctor a huge pat on the ass. And
that's why we're making this video here today. Everyone needs to know.
Tell them that the lobotomy was very successful because you have lost all fucking brain function. It's now U.S. citizens' turn to have the piss sucked from their balls here and all privacy completely thrown in the shitter. So, if YouTube's AI tools think that you're under 18, I hope you're ready to fork over your ID in order to continue to access certain YouTube content and features. When YouTube determines a user is...
I will never understand how obviously brain dead this is. Like, this is the government that is more than happy to let OnlyFans exist. OnlyFans are e-prostitutes, all right? They're internet prostitutes, all right? Where they talk to people and they have virtual sex with people, all right? So that, they're cool with that. The actual verification for OnlyFans is bullshit. Anyone can get in there, all right? So they have OnlyFans that they're cool with. They're cool with actual prostitution going on the internet. However, what if a kid is watching a little too much Roblox on YouTube? We should ban them from opinions that might control their brains. Like, this is insanity. It is complete and utter insanity.
Teen or preteen, the site will disable personalized advertising.
Because they go there. Because they go to OnlyFans? All right, so I think OnlyFans should be banned. I think it should be illegal. I think it's prostitution. And if there's a country where prostitution is illegal, I think OnlyFans should be banned. That's my opinion. But you know what? I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind. All right, let's say you're just a kid. You're just a kid that's going out there. And you know what? You decide, yeah, I'm just going to go on Twitch. It's my favorite gaming platform. Here on Twitch, shit's good. Now, we type in, let's say, pools and hot tubs. All right, this is a category on Twitch. All right, so you click on the pool and hot tubs video. Oh, this is 2 viewers. All right, you click on this. All right, this is your new favorite stream, Laura Lux. I don't know who this is. All right, she's not around, it seems. All right, let's just go to the whole category. All right, let's see. We got any interesting content here? What do we have here? All right, so this is Twitch, guys. This is on Twitch. This is a gaming platform. All right, this is a gaming platform. In case you were unaware, and all these guys have fucking like, bro, they all have OnlyFans. Right? Look at they have a link right here. Private content, 18+. Dude, they have a link right here. It's on this platform. So this isn't just kids are going to look up OnlyFans. It's literally here. Now, Twitch is a gaming platform. It is a gaming platform that is everywhere on the internet. It is a gaming platform, ladies and gentlemen. It's on every smart TV out there. And this is here. Private content 18+. I'm obviously not going to click that on stream, but I'll click it off stream to see what it is. It's a live cam stream. It goes directly to a live cam stream. Great. So, do you see how insane this shit is?
Activate digital well-being features and put stricter content filters as well as behavioral restrictions into place. Basically, YouTube will pop its titty into your mouth and breastfeed you here because your parents aren't fucking raising you. Yep, what a joyful, pleasant future where these greasy, greedy, ghoulish corporations are now going to be LARPing as your parental figures, deciding what you can and cannot access based on their estimation of your age.
Listen, guys. Listen, everybody, I think you guys should go get jobs, get careers, raising children. It's misogyny that tells women to raise their own children. That's misogyny. You should instead go in to get into the market to get a job. Get a career, lady. Yeah, I think you should get a career, right? That's what it's all about. We'll raise your children. You don't need to do that anymore. That's archaic. We'll raise your children instead. There's so much entertainment on the internet. And don't worry, we made sure all of it's completely safe. We made sure everything is so safe on the internet. We're making sure that kids can only see what's government approved.
Because no longer are parents even expected to be parents anymore. The internet.
Feminism, ladies and gentlemen, it's cancer. Thanks for subscribing. That's my opinion.
Is now that. My papa is a fucking YouTube.
This is why I'm gonna get canceled, by the way. This is why I'm gonna get cooked.
Algorithm. It tells me what I can watch, what I'm allowed to consume. It's so fucking infuriating. The only thing here that makes any level of sense is like disabling personalized ads for kids, which is something I'm pretty sure the YouTube Kids app already does, which again, I don't even know why that app exists anymore with this effect, with this change going into effect. It's now just a redundancy if they're going to polymorph the main YouTube platform into basically catering to kids on it as well. Yep. It's fucking lunacy. It's an ability to put the bumpers up in the bowling lane.
Yeah, it's crazy. Dude, they literally have a YouTube Kids app. Why on earth? Why are they even thinking of doing this?
The onus should be on the parents to ensure that their kids are not consuming harmful content on YouTube. It is crazy that YouTube is doing this. So they're using AI, which will assess a user's age via multiple behavioral factors, including what kind of videos the user searches for, the categories of videos they watch, and how long the account has been active per its blog post, which is very vague and also going to lead to so many accounts getting flagged as being under 18 that definitely are not. There are so many people in the Pokemon community, for example, that are
my god! I literally just used Pokemon as an example. That's hilarious. That is so funny. I mean, because people don't realize Pokemon as a community on YouTube, as an example, it's massive. There are adults that play competitive Pokemon. All right, actual competitive Pokemon. Right, hardcore Nuzlocks and shit. Right, you don't understand, bro. You don't get it. Like, these are so easily gonna be flagged as children. This is so destructive.
Pretty much everybody that does Pokemon content online is like late 20s and early 30s at this point. That is like entirely...
Yeah, all the people that played Pokemon in Gen 1 or whatever.
An adult market, but it is a child's IP. Like, it is an IP that is catering towards kids. So pretty much anyone that searches for like Pokemon...
Can I show you one of my favorite channels? All right, I watch a lot of his videos. All right, I'll show you. He's great. All right, this is a channel that I like. I personally find it to be good shit. All right, so this is a Wolfie VGC. All right, he is a world champion Pokemon player, and he does like really interesting breakdowns and shit. This is, I mean, as you can see, he gets millions of views. He's gonna get cooked. He's gonna get absolutely cooked. Everyone that watches his content is gonna be flagged by the AI as some child.
On cards,
and every time he does a good video, I message him like, "Yo, it was a good video," and he's like, "Oh, thank you," and he's like always like so humble about it. He's like super nice dude.
Pokemon Showdown, really anything even adjacent to that, or like Nintendo games, like any gamers that play Nintendo games, all of those will be like a strike against them that could end with their account being deemed like under 18 or something. It's going to be absolute chaos, I imagine. This technology will allow us to infer a user's age and then use that signal regardless of the birthday in the account to deliver our age-appropriate product experiences and protections. If the AI estimation is incorrect, YouTube says it will allow a user to verify their age with a credit card, a government ID, or a selfie.
Oh my god!
Wow, what saints. You get the privilege of providing your identification or your biometric data to YouTube in order to prove that you are actually over 18. Surely that's going to be like really secure and it's not going to be used for any kind of like tracking or anything like that. Don't be ridiculous.
It's all for control.
Fucking tinfoil condom conspiracy theorist. There's nothing wrong with forking over all of your identification and your credit card information to corporations or the government directly, so that way they can actively monitor you and censor you and basically control what you have access to. What's the big deal? It's so absurd, man. I cannot believe how quickly this is getting out of control. Like I told you, it was not exclusive to just the UK. It is already touched down here, and it hasn't even been a week. It hasn't even been a week. That snowball has already...
And the crazy thing is, every government is super happy to do this because every government wants control. Every single one. Thank God for the First Amendment, where, you know, England doesn't have a First Amendment. Thank God we do in America. But realistically, every government wants to control you. And I think everyone's kind of working together on getting that shit happening.
Become a full fucking shitstorm avalanche. It is terrible. It's scary. It's very scary. This article also mentions something else. The rollout of the new feature comes one day after Australia's government announced it would ban children under 16 from using YouTube, and less than a week after UK implemented the sweeping age checks on content on social media networks. YouTube was promised an exemption from Australia's social media ban last year by the then communications minister, but the Australian government said on Monday that the platform would in fact be included in the country's ban on children under 16 using social networks. The ban is slated to take effect in December. Google, YouTube's parent company, strenuously advocated against the Australian ban and has threatened to sue to overturn it. That subject they mentioned there about the Australian government banning kids from making social media accounts is a topic that I briefly touched on like a year ago. But in a nutshell...
I personally think that kids shouldn't have social media accounts. That's my opinion. I don't think it should happen. I don't think kids should be online in general, like, in some major way. But let's be real, this isn't about the children. They're doing this to control everyone. This is crazy. And I'm really happy that Trump is pissed about it. Trump is really mad about the Online Safety Act shit, and he's been going hard. And I really hope he keeps cooking, because he's been the anti-censorship candidate, and he needs to keep going, bro.
This is something I've said a lot.
Like, I don't think kids should be online, but this isn't about the kids. This is about getting information on every single person in the world on the internet.
The entire landscape of social media has changed so much over the last, like, decade, like, drastically, where I do think it is downright dangerous and detrimental for kids to just have...
I agree. I'm so happy he agrees. I absolutely think so, too. I'll be honest. I think that I could, if I really wanted to cancel myself, what I would say, if, hypothetically, I wanted to cancel myself, I would say that without the internet, there would be a lot less transgender children. But I'm not controversial, so I'm not going to say that. Instead, I am going to say that the amount of kids that end up in Discord chats, getting groomed by adults, getting these ideologies poisoning their brains and shit when their brains aren't even developed because they just end up in the wrong crowd. Like, this stuff is downright diabolical. They're pushing things on kids that absolutely kids should not at all whatsoever be involved with. Again, it's largely parents' fault, but I don't think kids should be there at all. I don't think kids should be on social media.
Limited access to things like Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think they should be able to make accounts on any social media. However, how do you check that? Now, if it involves IDs, then you're censoring the fucking world and you're surveilling everyone. So the solution is, say that the websites are all 18 plus, to make accounts. If you catch a kid, you ban them or whatever. But parents need to fucking step up.
For example. So, like, I do think that it's not exactly a good thing to just have kids making social media accounts and just fucking rotting away on them. I do think that that is harmful, but there is no way of actually stopping that in a way that doesn't step on everyone's freedoms. And at the time, it just didn't even really dawn on me because the way it was being spoken about was just like, oh, don't worry, the methods we're coming up with are, you know, we're making sure privacy is still top of mind. We don't want to encroach on that. We're just trying to think of ways to, you know, help kids not get, like, sucked into...
Hey, guys, we're from the government, and we're here to help.
Social media degeneracy and all of that. And, it, like, when you hear that, you're like, oh, okay, I guess...
That sounds great! That sounds amazing! I don't think kids should have accounts on social media.
Like, makes sense. But when you really stop to think about it, and you stop and, like, really fucking smell it, it's very clear that there's no way of doing that without just stripping freedoms from everybody else. Like, how the fuck are you possibly going to stop that from happening? Yeah. And it also shouldn't be the government...
And also, you know doxing is going to go crazy, right? If you actually need information every time you get into any site, the amount of doxing that's going to happen is fucking horrible. Every YouTube drama will involve with people doxing each other and then fans showing up at your house, okay? Like, it's going to be absolutely insane.
Government's responsibility nor the platform's responsibility to ensure that kids aren't making those accounts. It is the parents. Like, no matter how you spin it, it should always come back to the parents. And what YouTube did initially, and what I thought was the right direction, was having a separate platform specifically for that age group, YouTube Kids. So that way, that group, those kids, would not be going to main YouTube. They would be on that platform, which is safe for them.
Yep.
And the parents' responsibility would be ensuring that they are on YouTube Kids, not main YouTube.
Yep.
But now what's happening is every company is now putting in these age verification checks which require ID or biometric data,
Yes, sir.
which, as we're seeing unfold in real time rapidly, leads to just basically control and mass surveillance.
It's control, it's mass surveillance, it's indexing people, it's marketing, right? They have all of your information, they know who you are, they know what you like, they know what you're seeing, they know what they could put in front of you, they know the propaganda that they need to send your way, and they could sell your information to brands that want to market things towards you. Like, I don't think people understand how insane this is. Like people don't know how ridiculous this is. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And what if you're too controversial? What if you're out there on Google and you decide to search, something racist? I don't know. You decide to fall down a certain rabbit hole. You type something racist into the internet. I don't know. Maybe they'll just put you in jail.
The entire underlying motive behind all of it. It's not about protecting kids. It's not about making sure kids aren't getting access to like dangerous social media, content or anything like that. It is all about getting more of your information so they can monitor you more effectively. It's not a conspiracy. It is just right in your face.
And it's control. They get information and control, because if they can control everyone on the internet, what they see and what they do, then essentially what they're doing is they are locking people in to literally their propaganda. And realistically, again, I mentioned this earlier, they just allowed 16-year-olds to start voting in the UK. So imagine being able to vote. However, you were only ever in your entire life gotten drip feed information directly from the government's asshole into your mouth.
Censorship, control, and mass surveillance. And YouTube now taking this step is extremely concerning. And obviously, as everyone's pointing out, it is not going to be 100% accurate. I would be shocked if it's even close to 50%.
No, dude, the amount of demonetized videos I get that are just flagged for no reason because YouTube doesn't like it for whatever bullshit reason. It's gonna be bad.
Accurate. Break this shit down to its bare butt cheeks real quick. If it's going to be like making these guesses off of like the content you're watching or your searches, there is so much wiggle room for error.
Yeah, welcome to 1984.
Let's say you watch an anime, trailer or something. I imagine YouTube would probably put that into like a cartoon bin, which would then be falling under like a under 18 bin.
Oh my god. Oh no. I'm an anime! No!
Which would be a strike against you. What if you like misspell something in the searches?
No.
Like what if you accidentally make a typo? Does that make them think that you might be a kid as well? Or what about something like autoplay? Like, let's say you put on like a real adult video. You look at fucking day trading tutorials, but it autoplays to something else, which is like making slime or some shit, because YouTube's recommended algorithm is fucking wild. Like, you could easily just be flagged as an under 18 account, and then, well, if you want to keep using your account and have access to all the content and features that you've been used to, you're gonna need to fork over that ID, or at least show us your face. Give us some of that sweet biometric data currency,
That's
please.
It. Yep.
And I hope you'll say no.
Crazy.
That is not something you should ever be comfortable with giving any company.
Yeah,
it is a big problem. And there needs to be something done about this. It is truly out of control now.
Yep, right.
And it's here coming to YouTube. So, yep, just another concerning act of censorship and surveillance here. And it's not just overseas anymore. That's really about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it made it home. It made it home. And of course it did, because obviously they want control. That's what the government always wanted, and this is a really easy way for them to do it, and claiming that they're doing it for the sake of the children. Yeah, I made this video because I wanted to bring more awareness to everything that's going on, as well as give you my opinions. My opinion ultimately is that the government wants to raise your children. I think the government wants to control you. They want to raise your children. They want all the information they can get. They want censorship, and they're using this as a Trojan horse to do it. Realistically, I don't see a solution to this aside from fighting it and calling their bluff, tell them to ban porn. Tell them to ban porn. Like, oh, you care? Oh, you care about that? Really? You care about children? So ban porn. Do it. They won't. It makes them too much money. Of course they won't do it. They want porn to fucking rot your brains. I have really gone down the rabbit hole, man. I've gone down the rabbit hole. I think that the government is a lot more influential than you even think. I think the government is really, really good at destroying families and making sure that they are the ones raising your children and that they can push this hedonistic outlook on life onto everyone. So ultimately, I do not trust them with my children. And I hope you don't either. Definitely subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Definitely, let's up those numbers. I am not from the government. I am actually here to help. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.